those who are advocating for federalism, they say this would perfectly fit the Philippines because of the geographical context. You have different regions distributed or scattered all over. But on the other hand, those who are against federalism feel that this might actually worsen the situation.
Well,
especially if you have political warlords in a lot of places in the Philippines.
Yes. Well, first of all, you have federalism. We have around about 200, almost 200 countries in the world. Federalism is usually a concept for big countries, countries that have a certain degree of diversity, be that geography, language, culture. And I think we do have that case here in the Philippines. By population, the Philippines is the 12th largest country in the world. We have more than 7,000 islands. We have, I wanted to say, countless languages and dialects. So we have a lot of regional diversity. And of course, the regional interests of people are different from what they are in other places. Look at the Cordilleras or Muslim Mindanao or other parts of the countries. They've been striving for self-determination in different ways and forms for decades. So if you look at a country that is not federal but wants to strengthen their capacities for regional self-determination, going federal is an option for that. Not only revenue-wise, but also in terms of preserving regional interest, regional culture.
Identity also.
Identity very much. I mean, in Germany we have 16 states, and I share the identity of not only being German, but I'm very proud of my home state also. In culinary terms or terms of the dialect, but it comes with a cost.
But for example, in Mindanao, your group has been going around the country, specifically in Mindanao also. You know that you have a problem with not just political dynasties or clans, but we're talking here of political warlords. How they actually sell this idea to them? Are they embracing it? And perhaps let's talk about the danger of worsening the situation as far as political warlords are concerned.
Well, here comes the tricky part. Federalizing a country is not about drawing lines on the map. You can do that anytime, but that's not a real reform. For any kind of big reform to be successful, you need to have the people and civil society on board. That's why we do not only work with government agencies or the Senate or think tanks, we work with civil society. A major problem or a major challenge has always been the fact that, for instance, Mindanao, as you were saying, was under the rule of local clans, or that any kind of statehood was missing in some provinces. I mean, we see what's happening in Lanao right now, and but to be honest, even before the clash, the situation in Lanao has never been good. It has the highest poverty incidence of all provinces in the countries. So what we do and what we advocate for is to have civic education and political education with it. And we start this in a bottom-up approach. If you empower people, civil society organizations, and the Philippines has a very vibrant civil society, for them to learn and understand how they can interact and be players in the political system, then democracy has found a real breeding ground for it. That's what we're trying also in Mindanao. Not saying this is easy or it will happen overnight, but we've been working with local partners, with indigenous peoples organizations, with Moro groups also, with former rebels. And you would be surprised to see how people are craving for democracy and ways of participation. And whether you call them warlords, clans, or dynasties for that matter, those people will still be there. So we cannot talk about revolution here because they will not disappear. What we can talk about is transformation of interests in society and the real meaning of democracy, how people can participate. Many people have been saying in sarcastic ways that the Philippines is a feudal state, where clans rule or the elite rules. That's not entirely true. People are craving for participation, but they're lacking the technology for it, the means and the ways. And that's where we come in as a foundation that does civic education and political education here with our local partners.
Of course, that's just one of the problem, for example. Now, when you go around the country, what particular model of federalism they actually talk about with the local groups, civil society groups? There are a lot of proposals now.
Yes. There are, I believe, 27 federal countries in the world. To be honest, not one single model or template can be fully applied to the Philippines.
Yes.
The Philippines and the people and the government have to find their own form of federalism or reform. You know, for instance, I'm very happy with how the German model works in Germany. Maybe Americans are happy with how it works in the States. Maybe Australians are happy with their form of federalism as well. But there's no one size fits all.